I only touch greatness.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? This your main man Chingy, and your boy gonna be coming up on I Only Touch Greatness. We finna, it's going down. Yeah, let's do it.
Back in '99, like, you know, Duran's done won. You know what I mean? Nelly coming out. You know what I'm saying? And then you just all of a sudden pop in. You know what I'm saying? You came out of nowhere. I remember watching your shit off of BET Uncut. And I was seeing how cold fucking Right There was. Like, it just like, how did that like all come about with you, you know, going to DTP?
That the track stars who I was working with, the producers of the whole Jackpot album, they had a connection with Shaka Zulu, who was owner of Chris and who was managing Chris. But we sent the demo to like a couple of record companies, but Shaka happened to hit back, and this was like in October. No, this is like in September, October, and then we got Right There pressed up on vinyl and stuff, and Shaka gave it to Shaka. And by December 14th, I had my deal with Disturbing the Peace Capitol Records, and then next year, Right There was #1 in the country.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It took. I worked that record. Like, I went on promo tour. I really got out there and was like grinding on the street. And so it didn't become #1 just because the record label did what they did. It became #1 because I was working that record physically.
And hard work.
Yeah, basically hard work. I can believe that too. I mean, coming from Missouri, you had to do it your own special way. Like, nobody could just get on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That quick. You know what I'm saying? You had to work hard to get in there. Like, and just from like the music video, like that's always thinking about the music video, because you had like two versions of it. You had the BT Uncut.
I had the Uncut. Yeah.
And then you had, you know what I'm saying, like the MTV version. So any dope story, you know what I'm saying, like how that video shoot was?
I mean, it was just cool that was my first big video. And, you know, Chris came, Murphy Lee and Keywan was there from the Lunatics, had some DJs there. It was just cool. That was my first video. And you know what I'm saying? And we shot it at the spot in the St. Louis Spotlight. And Mr. Galloway Club. And then me and Chris had a show later on that night too. And so when we wrapped the video up, we had a show at the pageant. And so it was just a cool day. That's what I remember, it just being a cool day, shooting that video and then having that show with Chris later on that night. It was dope.
Looking back on it 20 years later, because it's almost 20 years to the exact date.
It is 20 years.
Yeah. So looking back on it,
July 15th.
Did you realize that album was going to put you on and be the success that it was?
Looking back on it, I don't think any artist would really know that their album is going to blow up and be a timeless classic antique. I think you hope for it. You wish that happened, and you just keep going. I don't take nothing for granted. You know what I mean? Things could change overnight, so I don't take nothing for granted. I just live, love, and light, and appreciate, and just, you know, we just hope that things go accordingly to how we want them to go, and just so happens that to this day those records are relevant. They classic records that stand the test of time. And I mean, I know records that came out 2 years ago that you don't hear no more, 5 years ago that you don't hear no more, 10 years ago that you don't hear no more, shit, a year ago that you don't hear no more. And here it is, these records, they still relevant. So it's a blessing, man, and I'm very appreciative. But I did not know that it would be to the extent that it became.